Welcome to Drawing in the Dark. My name is Levi Smith, and as you can see here through my sketchbook and stuff, I like to draw a bunch of different stuff. Today we're going to be drawing another robot. This is all done in ballpoint pen in an Illo sketchbook, and really what I'm just trying to do is, I look at a little bit of reference, and then I get a little bit of a kind of an idea. I don't do any like pre-drawing or anything for this. This is just the sort of thing where I go right into it and I try to draw, looking at some basic reference and stuff, um, whatever pop culture thing that I'm trying to draw at the moment. So with these past handful of episodes and stuff, I've been working on doing some pop culture robots. Um, this one is ED-209 from RoboCop. And he's a pretty interesting kind of robot. There's a little bit more dynamics to him than, say, like Johnny Five or even like Rosie from the Jetsons. But he was kind of tricky. And I really feel like, in these early stages, as you can see, I'm kind of like blocking out, worrying about just like the shapes, the general composition of things. Um, working out like, most of the stuff is just like cubes, boxes, cylinders, stuff like that. I do think that I kind of overlooked and made a mistake with some of the positioning of, and if you see that, the fly that decided to join me on today's episode. He'll be back. I think, I could have put a little bit more of a neck, as it were, onto this guy. And it's one of those like fundamental kind of errors that once I get to a point with this, it's really too late. And so it just feels like he doesn't have enough like a space between his hips, as it were. That area where his legs connect, and then where that connects to like the upper body head kind of section. And honestly, I mean, once I really saw it in the process of drawing the video and stuff, and it was too late essentially. Man, it just bugged me. It just really bugged me, and I was kind of like too far with some of these drawings and stuff. I really do try to commit to what I've started and what I'm doing, just at least for the videos and for the sake of the sketchbook, and trying to lock this in as far as I don't know, like a performance piece, I guess, in some sort of way. So with this one, I just barreled through. I just kept working it and stuff, and you'll be able to see like as it goes. I mean, I do try to mitigate, and I don't think that this turns out too terribly bad, but and as with the vast majority of these drawing videos that I've been doing so far with this particular run, like in the sketchbook, um, that I think they all could be better. One of the things that ends up being a bit of a challenge on this, is drawing it blind, and at least drawing it up to a finished sketch. I mean, these aren't renderings, these aren't paintings, these aren't finalized images. A lot of the sketches that I've even done for this series so far, I don't even think I would take further than this point. And in some of them, I really feel like if I did some like warm-ups, some pre-sketches, some thumbnails and stuff beforehand. I did that once with the Dr. Doom piece, where I really wanted to kind of like understand his mask and his helmet and everything. But that really hasn't been a thing with a lot of these other drawings, to any degree, really. So going into it blind, I mean, it is a bit of a challenge. I do personally find that this could be like harder on me as the artist trying to solve this visual puzzle, and also as a viewer, some of this just doesn't end up, in my opinion, to be entirely too interesting. So I am trying to be aware of that, be self-critical, and not be too hard on myself, but also let it inform what I'm going to be doing next. I do have a few more robots on my list, and I really do want to complete this list of 10 robots. One of the things that I was doing that got me through like those first 10 episodes was just having a list of like super villains that I could work off of. And then that kept that that indecision at bay. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to draw. I don't know where to go with it. So I make a list, and then I use that list and I follow that list. And I make the list when the pressure's down, so that it's more like, oh, what would be cool? What supervillains would be cool to draw? What robots? What would be cool to draw? And then I make that list, and then going through, when I sit down to draw for these videos and stuff, it really is just working off of that. So I don't have to. The only decision I have to make is which robot, and I usually have that figured out before I sit down, at least. But for the next 10, I've got 3 more of these robots, and for the next 10 after that, I think I'm going to start up another season. So this is season 2. I'll end it with the robots. And then the next season, I think I want to do a little bit more of like a free form. I think I'm still going to come up with like these prompt lists. I still think I want to develop or rely on that as far as like, having that executive dysfunction, I guess. To avoid, having a problem of making a decision on the fly when it's time to draw. And so I'll use that as a little bit of like an art direction. I don't like to have it so rigid, like episode 1's going to be this, episode 2 is going to be like that. So I'll just have, a new list, and I think I'll do 5 instead of 10. That way, it's easier to pivot if I don't necessarily like direction or want to work in a little bit more variety into what I'm doing. And then from there, I still want to have these drawing videos, which are not necessarily instructional how-to kind of things, but I am working on some how-to drawing videos. The first one actually I'm working on is how to draw skulls, and actually the stuff that you see on the left here, all these skulls and everything on this other page, those are the ones I've drawn for this. It's I'm in the editing phase for that particular video set, and it's going to be kind of like set up into stages, and I'm going to be able to chop it up for stuff like TikTok and stuff and shorts, the short form videos. But also, though, it was a huge learning experience as far as like doing a how-to video and stuff, and how I really need to kind of like plan that out, structure it. I haven't done the audio for that yet, and that's also going to be an interesting little challenge, where I think that I'm probably going to end up hating this early stuff as I get a better feel for what's going on. And I know that that's kind of natural, and I am trying to shortcut it using as much of my experience with this kind of like level of production to bear. I am trying to find other outlets, other directions, other solutions to making art and having a presence, and an active practice, as it were. Like I said, as I work up this ED-209 piece, you can really tell that I carry it through, but there is, that top part just doesn't really connect quite right to the bottom part, and it bugs the shit out of me. And I think a lot of it is the center mass of those hips don't really line up with where the upper body should connect. And it was just something that, say, if I was drawing this digitally, super easy fix. If I was drawing these all out in pencil, like an inch tall, yeah, super easy fix. And that's one of the reasons, why stuff like that can be really useful and really important. Drawing thumbnails, doing these little, 1.5 by 1.5 pencil sketches and stuff, and doing 5, 10, 20 of those to kind of like work out and become familiar with the elements, the structure and stuff. The reason why you would do those is that small is so that you don't get caught up in minutia of details. You're really just working with the form of things at that point and in composition. And then with digital and stuff, I mean, as far as like digital drawing, Procreate, Clip Studio, stuff like that, working with on a drawing tablet, I could easily just select the top half of this ED-209 piece, move it up a little bit, cut it out to another layer, adjust that, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It'd be super easy to modify that stuff. And I do a lot of digital drawing. On most of my like tattoo and comic book illustration and stuff, what I'll do is I'll do my thumbnail work and thinking typically, then I will after I go through those and I find the ones that I really, really like, then I'll scan those or photograph those, with the phone and then move them into the computer and then bring them up on Clip Studio Pro. And then from there, resketch them, work out, any other kinds of flaws, make some structural adjustments and stuff, and then go in there and kind of like detail things and then add other details and atmospheric effects and stuff. With this, this all the sketchbook drawing and stuff, which is so much easier for me to produce in my current situation as far as like recording media and inputs and outputs and all that. I mean, this process really has just been so much easier for me. I do plan on in the future showing more of that kind of process stuff. And if you look at some of the much older videos that are on this channel and stuff, you'll see me, doing some digital drawing and doing some work in Clip Studio Pro and stuff. And a lot of those videos, honestly, I mean, I do think that these newer ones are much better, but that's just how things work, I suppose, right? So anyway, we're pretty much here at the end of this one. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking it through. Thanks for watching the videos. It really means a lot. Putting a lot of effort into these and stuff, and I really am trying to make this thing that works out, that becomes something worthwhile to watch, and a fun outlet, for my own benefit. But yeah, so if you get a chance, check out the Pop Culture Classics podcast that Kenny and I have been working on. We haven't made any new episodes in a while and stuff, but the ones we've got up there I think are pretty cool. And then if you get a chance, if you're at all interested in any of my designs on some t-shirts and stuff, you can check out jademonkey.net, where you can order a lot of my t-shirt designs and stuff, and even a few there available from Isaac Horn. Check him out, Level 9 Drow on YouTube. He draws some pretty badass stuff himself. And then, of course, there's the art books on Amazon. The links are all in the description for all this stuff, so it should be pretty easy for you to find it. But yeah, the art books are badass. You can get those on Amazon. And then the Patreon, of course. I do an extra video a week just for the patrons, where I draw a different thing. Some of the things that you'll see in the sketchbook and stuff that didn't make it into the show, I tend to make drawing videos for that, and put that on Patreon. They're a lot shorter videos though. But yeah, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll check you later.